Hi everyone. Thank you for watching this third video in our series of helping students transfer to NKU from Gateway. My name is John Hall. I'm the coordinator of transfer at Gateway, and this video is going to be talking about the actual transfer process. So how to request your transcripts, the application process, and how to actually get started as a student at NKU after coming from Gateway. So first, the important thing is to first apply for your degree from Gateway. So some students may be ready to transfer by the time that they've finished their degree at Gateway. To actually earn your degree, you do have to apply for it. So you first want to make sure that you've applied for your degree or your credential, which you can do on our Gateway website. You should get email notifications about when it's time to do this, but it's always good to know that you need to submit this application in order to get your degree. And it walks you through the steps here to connect with your advisor and make sure everything is good. The actual application here for your degree, there are deadlines for each semester, and then it does have information if you want to participate in graduation ceremonies as well. So again, if you're a student that is completing your degree at Gateway, you want to make sure you apply for it. Now, if you're planning on transferring before you've completed your degree at Gateway, that's fine. Keep in mind that you can do the reverse transfer process as well. So even if you still have a couple classes left to take at Gateway to get your degree, if you want to go ahead and start at NKU, you can do that. And if you take the right classes, you can transfer your classes back from NKU and we can apply them to your degree at Gateway. And if you met all the requirements for the associate's degree here, we can still award you that degree even though you've already transferred and you've been taking classes at NKU. So keep that in mind as well. Next step is going to be requesting your transcripts. So NKU will require that they have your transcripts on file from Gateway. And you can do this a couple different ways. You can order your transcripts online through our website here. It gives you information on how to order a transcript through the National Student Clearinghouse. And this is an electronic transcript that will be sent from Gateway to NKU. There is a small fee for that. Now, if you are in the Gateway to NKU program, students can get their transcripts sent for free, and they will get their transcripts sent at the end of every semester that they're enrolled at Gateway, as long as they're in the Gateway to NKU program. Now, if you need the transcript sooner than at the end of the semester, you can request it sooner. Just keep in mind the timing as well. So if you request a transcript in March and you request it at that time, but you're enrolled in classes at that time, your transcript will not show grades for the current classes. You will have to send another transcript at the end of the semester that you're enrolled in order for all of your grades to show up as well. So just keep in mind the timing with the transcript as well. But it's a very easy process to request a transcript to be sent to NKU, and this will be required as part of the admissions process at NKU too. Speaking of the admissions process, the next step will be to actually submit an application to NKU. So no matter what you've done in the past, if you were a previous NKU student, if you were in the Gateway to NKU program, whatever it may be, you will need to submit a new application to declare yourself as a degree-seeking student at NKU for the upcoming semester. To do this, you go on the NKU website. They make it very easy to find how to apply, and you would apply here as an undergraduate. When you're filling out the application, just make sure you mark that you are seeking a degree, a bachelor's degree in the program or major that you want to go for. And there'll also be a spot on the application that talks about what colleges that you've attended in the past. Just make sure that you indicate Gateway on there, because that's what will waive some fees for you. So it'll save you some money, including the $40 application fee. So just make sure that you indicate that you attended Gateway on the application. All told, it should take 5 to 10 minutes to fill out the application. It's very quick. And once you get that, then you're in their system at NKU, and you'll start getting emails to walk you through the rest of the application process. Some good information for those next steps. On the NKU website, there is a page dedicated to the Gateway to NKU program. That does show some pathway information for classes and programs that you might be interested in, just to get a sense on what courses that you'll be taking once you transfer over to NKU. And also walk you through some next steps here when you're ready to transfer. There's also a general transfer student page for NKU that has a lot of great information too. We'll go into a few of these things here, but one of the first is going to be what you see here, the application process and after your acceptance. So a few things that you'll do once you've applied to Gateway and that you've been accepted. You'll want to set up your student information here. So you'll have access to the My NKU page, your student ID number, and your username for NKU, much like you had for Gateway. And you'll want to set all that up to make sure you get logged in so you can access that as well. Again, I mentioned the fees that will be waived as a Gateway transfer student. That will be, if you see anything about an enrollment or a confirmation fee, that's what is getting waived. This is a new benefit for Gateway students that was just announced here in the last few months. So you still may see some language talking about those fees, but they will be waived for you as a Gateway transfer student. There's also an orientation process as well, and it's got information here on this website for transfer students. So be sure to look into that. They do offer a general one-day transfer experience for students coming from Gateway that's in person. It's called Northern Exposure. But they do have an online orientation session as well. So you have a couple options there on how you complete orientation. Again, they will send all this stuff out to you in emails that you can access and to sign up for orientation sessions. And certainly you'll have contact information for their admissions representatives that you can reach out to for help along the way. Lastly, once you've completed orientation and everything is good to go, you'll need to schedule an advising appointment and meet with an advisor to sign up for classes, just like you did when you started at Gateway. There's also a good checklist on their website too, on that same page I was just on, and it talks through a lot of the stuff that we've already talked about already. But there's also some information here on advising that gives you general phone numbers, email addresses, websites, based off of the major that you want to go to. So if you know you want to be a student in the College of Business, you can read information here about how to set up an advising appointment by going to the website, following the directions, or by calling the number here. So lots of good information to keep in mind as you're getting ready to get started over at NKU. A couple more things. Let's talk about scholarships and financial aid. Students that are transferring from Gateway are eligible for the Kctcs Scholars Award, which is $1,250 per semester, so up to $2,500 per year. And there are some requirements for it, including having a GPA of at least a 3.0 from Gateway, completing at least 36 credit hours, and that this will be your first time applying to NKU and being an NKU student. So keep all those things in mind. You can read this here. There is an actual application. This is what we're looking at for the Kctcs Scholars Award. So just read through the different things here. You'll check and make sure that you are satisfying each of those requirements, and then you'll fill out the information here and submit. There are deadlines for the Kctcs Scholars Award. So you can see it's June 15th if you're planning to start classes in the fall semester, November 1st if you're planning to start classes in the spring semester. So keep that Kctcs Scholars Award in mind. Again, it is eligible for students that are transferring from Gateway over to NKU. There are also continuing student scholarships that all Kctcs students can apply for. They have basically one application per year, just like the Gateway Scholarship is, and it's in February. So anytime, if you know you're going to be transferring to NKU in that next year, so in this case for 21-22, you would have had to apply for that scholarship by February 15th of 21. Now, that's mainly for NKU students. There's not going to be a lot of Gateway students that will be eligible for those scholarships, but it is something that you'll want to keep in mind as well. It never hurts to at least apply. Lastly, for financial aid, if you do find yourself eligible for financial aid, just make sure that you've completed that FAFSA application. And if it's a new academic year, that you've completed the new year and that you put NKU on it. If it's the current year, say if you were enrolled in the fall semester at Gateway and you're ready to start NKU in the spring, just make sure you go back and edit your FAFSA application to include NKU for that semester. You just want to make sure that NKU is on your application for the FAFSA and that they receive it so you can qualify for financial aid over there. Again, like all this stuff, you'll have access to NKU advisors and admissions representatives, and you'll get a lot of this information emailed to you as you go through the process as well. But it's just good to know kind of some of the steps to expect as you go through the process. Last thing, you've gone through all this, you've got your financial aid, your scholarship set up, you've applied, you've been accepted, you've enrolled in classes. Just a few things to know before your classes actually start. Just like you did with Gateway, you can get a student ID, you can get, go to the bookstore and get your books. All those things will be the same, except that obviously you're doing them through NKU. So a little bit different process, but just keep those things in mind and just plan ahead so you're not waiting to the last minute to get your books and your student ID card and having your schedule. But again, all this stuff you can find through your My NKU page, which will be similar to what My Path is at Gateway, and working with your advisors and admissions representatives as well. So hopefully that helps you in terms of knowing what to expect in the transfer process, the different steps that will come along, and how to be best prepared to be successful both in the process and then once you get into classes at NKU. Much like you had at Gateway, there are tons of resources, organizations, offices, people on campus at NKU that are willing to help you out and be successful. So if you've utilized services here at Gateway, talk to them and see if they have counterparts or colleagues at NKU that offer similar services that you can work with as well. Most likely there will be, and there will be people that will help you in the same way that you were helped at Gateway be successful over at NKU. Again, you can always work with me throughout the process and get you connected to the right people, and you will have, again, through email, the steps will be continually sent out to you to make sure you're going through them correctly, and you'll have access to advisors and admissions representatives as well who can also help you in the process. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it helped you get a better sense of what to expect with the transfer process between Gateway to NKU. And this is our final video in our series. So thanks for watching and best of luck to you in the transfer process.